Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
Literally not true.
Daqui mihi Anglican, por isso verbas fortes. Oh, for Trump's sake.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
There we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Just getting everything going this morning. Happy Tuesday to you. That's a good one. Hope you all enjoyed sleeping in this morning. Wake up. It's time to get going now. All right. We're ready. We're almost ready. Got some lights. Got some focus. Yeah, that'll do. Good morning. Good to have you all here. I have no idea who is first. Somebody, if somebody can tattle on somebody and let us know who it was, I can guess. I'd probably guess right. Let's see. All right. Jim McIntyre was first. Apple Treasure first in chat today. Not Jim McIntyre. Congratulations, Apple Treasure. We're going to go ahead and punish you. You've been outed by Camilla and Josh, and you might as well just own up to it yourself. Let's see. You're laying low, but we know you were first. Because of that, we're going to punish you with internet ownership. Everything IP-related worldwide is now your responsibility. You have to fix it, and you have to do it in the rain if you're in Alabama. So... awesome. Great work. Apple Treasure, congratulations. You're going to do great. This is your first time. I was just noticing your record has been spotless up until now. Going forward, you cannot say that. This does go on your permanent record. You have now qualified yourself as an internet owner. And as so doing...
Happy birthday. You look good.
You are now eligible to go on the YouTube page, click the shopping tab, and scroll through the various items that are available there until you find the certificate of internet.
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.
The certificate of internet ownership, which you may download for the low fine of 50 cents, all of which goes to overhead. None of it goes to profit. That certificate is ready for you to display as soon as you just fill in the blank with your name. It already comes pre-signed by myself and my boss, Mrs. R.A. It is suitable for framing or as useful. It's also useful as a cover sheet on a CV. There we go. I think I got all the details and the disclaimers as legally required. Now, good morning. I'm sorry if you're like drowning right now. I think Wisconsin got like 11 inches over the weekend. Alabama's getting it now. It's crazy. Which is all good. We're all good. Good morning. We have a couple things to go over. One of them is a funny case out of Judge Middleton's court before court starts in this trial because they are having a late start this morning. So we're going to do that in just a second.
The zombie apocalypse may be upon us.
Why is that not? There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That one there, and there. Okay, and turn that off. All right. So we do have that to go this morning as well. Send rain here, says Elizabeth Goodyear. Wherever here is.
Happy birthday.
Send rain to Elizabeth. That would be great. A. Colburn says, happy 18th birthday to my baby sister, Kayla. Missed yesterday to celebrate with her.
Order that restrains you from talking to cats.
That's awesome. Kayla, happy birthday. Maybe we can add you to the birthday list here this morning. Send rain to Utah. We're in a serious drought. Utah's in a perpetual drought. It's been years. They seem to be on the list every year. Let's see. What is the birthday sign-up link? Says surely not. Shirley, you must be joking. No, just kidding. It's the mods can put that up, actually. I think, did I make a command for that yet, Amber? No? Maybe? I think I made a command for the birthday form. Maybe I didn't. The mods will put that up here in just a little bit when they there it is. Samantha, thank you very much for that. There's the link for the form. Did you get the Dancing Goats video?
I was told council wanted to see me at sidebar.
Did you send it? I have not checked. I've been a little busy this morning. I also did not go to the post office. I did, but they were closed, and so I haven't got my package, which is waiting for me. So I still have to go do that before they either open it and consume it themselves, or send it back, or give it away to somebody else who claims it belongs to them. All right. So Kayla is on the birthday list. Anybody else? No, I haven't made it yet. Okay, I'll have that. It's probably already on the list. Was it on the burner phone? It's funny. I will look. I'll check the burner phone at some point. We have to do the birthdays really quick this morning. So
Walmart.
Hopefully everybody has got their name on the list and is ready to go because we've got a little case to watch with Judge Middleton that happened yesterday. It's not the Good Fences Make Good Neighbors one. We might watch that one later, but it's the same day. The Good Fences one is a little bit longer, slower to develop, but we've got that one, and it takes a significant amount of time, so it is indeed on the list. All right, do you have the birthday list? Amber, Josh, Samantha, who's got the birthdays this morning? And can we add Kayla to it?
Is that correct?
That's correct. All right. They're just making me sweat.
Have them send someone with more experience.
Josh's on it. All right. All right, Josh. Is Josh here? Josh, are you here this morning?
Alex stole it as well.
Josh is here. Okay. Josh is running it. He's saying last call for birthdays, and there's the buffer. Bingo. Okay, we've got it. We're going to sing to Phil. Which Phil is it? Is this 2IO Toys? Is it his birthday or a different Phil?
There's
Phil
nothing in the
Austin
order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Dana Casey. Is Dana Casey? Is there a missing comma, or is Dana Casey one person? Not the Phil. Well, Phil probably thinks it's the Phil. Ask you shall receive. Phil, Austin, Dana, Casey. I'm going to say Dana and Casey like it's two names. Pilola's mom and Ariana. And Kayla's in there as well. Okay, so those are the ones we're going to sing to. Everybody stand up. We need to sing. We've got to do this right away. Stand up. Take a deep breath. Shoulders back. Project your voice to the back of the room. Blend your voice with your neighbor. Warm up with me, if you will. La 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 la. We're getting better. It's going to be good. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil, Austin, Dana, Casey, Kayla, Pilola's mom, and Ariana. Happy birthday to you. Pilola's mom tripped me up just a tiny bit, but we got it. And Ariana, thank you very much as well. We got you on the tail end there. Happy birthday, Phil, Austin, Dana, Casey, Kayla, Pilola's mom, and Ariana. There are many wonderful days. Today is your special day. And I realize there are a million places you could be and a million people you could have celebrated with, but you chose to be here with us. The privilege, the pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully we can turn that joy back to you, make your day a little more special.
You look good.
Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP, Village Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's house, Bob Evans, Andy's Grill, and Cracker Barrel. All right, there we go. Happy birthday. There's the pancakes right there. Grab yourself a stack while they're available. Hot and ready. Oh, you can't say that. We'll get sued. Freshly made pancakes, ready for consumption. Did Little Caesars, have they quit the whole hot and ready thing? I mean, when was the last time you went to Little Caesars and they had a hot and ready pizza for you? Even at like the peak of their prime of the whole hot and ready advertising, there was very little ready and questionable on the hot part for me. Just that was my experience. Please weigh in chat. Kaylee says, not a birthday, but Taylor Swift dropped an album news, so us Swifts are celebrating like it's a birthday. Swifties unite. All right. We have to hurry to watch this. We've got to hurry, so we can't wait. Drum solo. Here we go. Soggy and lukewarm. It's the worst way to have a pancake. Unless you have like tons of syrup, and even then. So. All right, drum solo for the big finish. Beautiful. I could probably do that with my eyes closed. All right, with that said, now we can go ahead and jump over to Judge Middleton's court, which is, I believe,
1, 2, 3,
in action right now. Judge, how are you doing today?
We had 9 cases. I've resolved 6.
That's pretty good. How long
21 minutes. That's not bad.
You're doing okay. Got a few more.
Let's do Christy Potts versus Michael Ehlers. Miss Potts, would you have a seat right here?
I'll have top of the video too.
All right, if we need it. Thank you.
All right, some present, some on Zoom.
Mr. Ehlers, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
That's Mike
All
right
right,
there.
I've
Yellow
advised
shirt.
you both of the different requirements for small claims court. Ms. Potts is here with me at the court. You're here by Zoom. I'm going to ask you if you'd each please raise your right hand, swear or affirm that any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yep.
I do.
All right, Ms. Potts is suing you because she was providing a delivery service, I believe, for Walmart. And her contention is that she was at your home on Mooney Lake Road and your dogs A, terrorized her, and B, scratched her car all up.
In front of the Walmart.
And she is suing you for $1,093.
In front of the Walmart.
What's your position with that, Mr. Ehlers?
My position with this? My position is that according to what she has written down, you are supposed to be carrying delivery insurance if you're delivering for a company, which she wrote down that she did not have. 2, technically, this is not my house.
Shame on you, sir.
I live here with my son, and the dogs are not my dogs.
Is that correct?
I don't live here, and they're not my dogs, not my monkeys, not my circus. What?
That's pretty much my position.
All right, did you place an order through Walmart to have some
Yes, I
groceries
did
and other
place an
items
order.
delivered to you?
Yes, sir, I did place an order through Walmart to have groceries delivered to the house.
Nice service. Delivery and all. Drew's rolling
All
his
right, were
eyes
you
already.
there when this incident occurred?
I was actually out in the field putting the rototiller back together.
Rototillers.
Did you hear it?
No, I did not. I heard the dogs bark, but I didn't hear anything other than that.
What if he stumbles and says, "My dogs"? That would be funny.
I'm going to ask this question, and I think I may know the answer. What kind of dogs are these?
The only one I know definitely is the German Shepherd. The other 3, I'm not sure what they are.
So there are 4 dogs total?
That were outside at that point, yes.
How many are total at the property? You running a kennel?
All right, I went with the defendant first just to see whether we were going to have a easy slog or a tough one. His opinion is none of this is his fault. He's not responsible for it. Ms. Potts, tell me what happened when this happened earlier this month in June, when you went out to this residence to deliver these groceries.
It was actually on May 26th
All right.
in the afternoon. I received the shopping trip and delivery trip on my application for Walmart Spark Delivery. I accepted the job, and so that meant I go into the store and pick up the items that the client ordered, and then you immediately leave the store, and the client is able to see my location and the app throughout the delivery. So from the store to the home. I send an update on my, when I leave the store, I can text the client within the app, and I sent a text just saying, I'm leaving the store now, I'm on my way with your delivery. And then when I get to the house, I also send another notification at that point saying, I'm here with your delivery. So if they have their phone on them, they know that I'm there. This is not the first time I've been to this location. This is the third time. I had 2 other deliveries for the same person, and nobody appeared to be home at those times. I just want to know this home is in the middle of the woods. It's a good 300 feet from the road. You drive through a trail and trees and whatnot. And personally, it was a little uncomfortable the first couple of times I went there, but I noticed there was nothing strange there. So I did this third trip, and this time I show up, and as soon as I pull into near where the house is, it seemed like more than 4 dogs, but definitely a German Shepherd and maybe a pit bull mix, and they circled my car. The biggest dog, you can't see it in the video I have, but I have a video with me. The video's the front of my car, but you can hear the dogs barking. And the biggest dog went on my side of the car, which is like a smart car. So it's not very tall. It's like 5 feet tall. The dog was able to put his paws up onto the roof of my car and scratch down the glass of my car and continued to bark at me and scratch up my door. And the other dogs then came and were similarly running around my car. And I right away said, get off my car. And I even tried opening up the door a little to get the dog to get off the car. That just made him more mad. And this carried on for at least maybe a minute, maybe 60 seconds, long enough for me to say, I'm going to leave. Walmart has in their service agreement for us subcontractors that if we ever feel uncomfortable, we can just leave and take the items back to the store and then get paid for both trips. And so I was about to do that. So I started to back up, and then all of a sudden I looked off to my right, and I could see the defendant coming with another person, and they had more dogs with them. It seemed like they were all coming. They came up, and I just pointed to the trunk. I said, you're going to have to get your things because I'm not getting out of the car. And so he opened up the trunk and got his, it was only like.
Was it this gentleman?
Yes. He opened up the trunk and took, it was just a couple bags of things, maybe 8 things. No. It was a small trip. But then he took the things and then I just left, but there was no attempt to call the dogs off or apology for terrorizing the car and me. And so then at that point I just took off. And then after I left the scene, I pulled over and I called St. Joseph Sheriff's Department, filed a police report 75-25-3346. I also called Walmart Spark, my support team there, and they also made note on this this person and this location because we're supposed to report when it's unsafe. And then I also called my auto insurance. We are required to have auto insurance when we're a Spark driver. However, Spark is not like Uber and the other delivery services. Spark does not have any insurance for its subcontractors. And so when I had rideshare set up for, it's called rideshare when you do these kinds of trips with my insurance, but rideshare acts as a secondary. So it'll only kick in as long as like the Spark has a primary.
Well, how did you come up with this figure of $1,093?
I provided the repair to both the court and the defendant. It was from the repair shop. They were going to have to fix the scratches and repaint the door.
Has the repair actually been done?
No, I didn't have the money because my insurance won't cover it because it's a secondary insurance and Spark does not provide primary insurance. So I'm stuck with nothing. And so that's why I claimed homeowner negligence.
All right. How long is your video?
It's like 50 seconds.
All right, let's take a look. I don't know that he'll be able to see it, but
I would like to be able to see it.
Well, you should get in court.
Yes. We'll see if we can let you see it. Then you can come up here to the courthouse. We can reschedule this so you can come here live and in person, but we'll see if we can get it on the camera so you can see it.
Your Honor?
Yes.
One, by the time I came out of the field and made my way up here, she was already turning around to leave. My son's other half, boyfriend or whatever you want to call it, had my groceries in his hand. I hadn't even made it up here by the time she was backing out to leave.
All right, well, according to you, you didn't know anything about it. Then I found out you were actually there and she saw you there.
No. I did not say I didn't know anything about it. I said that I was in the field working on the tiller.
Yes.
When I came up here, when I had made it up here, he had the groceries in hand, said that she was very upset about the situation.
Well, I don't blame her a bit.
Well, I don't either, but...
Well, let's take a look at this video. How do I do it? Just hit play.
I think you double click or something on the play.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to watch it together. Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, look off my car.
I understand that.
That part came through clear.
Dogs.
Hey, get off my car.
Yeah, I see no dogs.
Fucking leave it.
That's enough. You can see.
Yeah.
You can hear the dogs. He's like, I don't see any dogs.
All right. Heaven forbid if well, probably no one would get out of their car. If a census taker or a UPS driver or a
Amazon delivery guy,
someone that had lawful business at your house was there, that would be frightening. All right. You owe her the money. You invited her to your home. You made an order. You brought her to your home. If you think your son's dogs did it, sue him or his insurance carrier. But I don't find that you lack responsibility for this. You summoned her there. She came. You did not have the property in a safe and secure, because heaven forbid if she'd gotten out of the car, we'd have something other than this. I find you owe her $1,093, which is cheap, really, for as much as it costs to repair a car, $66.25. That's due within 30 days.
Even though they're not my dogs?
Yes, you invited her there. It's your residence. And you allowed that circumstance to take place. You knew or had reason to know that she would be coming to your house, making a delivery, and you allowed that happened. Don't look like shock. I'm embarrassed for you. Yeah, you owe her $1,159.25. You have 30 days to pay it, or she can subpoena you with a discovery subpoena and garnish your wages or otherwise seize property to pay this. You may want to turn it into your homeowner's insurance, but you owe the money. You invited her there. Your animals or the animals there, your residents caused this damage. All right. Good luck, sir, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Potts, if you go out, we'll give you a copy of that.
You owe her the money. It's that easy.
Is he just supposed to be on the checker?
He is. I would hold my breath, but he might if he doesn't. then you come back here, and that's what's called a discovery subpoena, and that compels him to come to court.
Brina's joining us now. Welcome, Brina.
And of course, there were pit bulls there. All right.
I have since left that job, just so you know, because of this incident.
All right. Well, that would certainly induce me to not want to do that sort of thing. All right. We're working our way through here.
All right. We have to, as interesting as this is,
and cases left, and we're going to do them in the least order of complexity. Next is Drew Koning versus Brianna Koning. File number is...
It's Brianna? I thought it was Brina. I missed an A.
5-1.
All right, we're going to pause there. We're going to pause there because we have court to go to, like actual court. And not OnlyFans court. The, let's see, where are we at? What are you guys seeing? You're looking at that. Okay. Give me just a second to get to where we need to be. Wait for it. We have a short day today in court. That's why we're starting late. And we expect to be starting actually any moment now in this trial. And it should be near the very end of the presentation. Excuse me, the end of the presentation for the prosecution. And we'll then be moving on to, obviously, the defense, who has just a couple of witnesses, and then we'll be good to go. So that's where we are. Let's go. Let's go. I think Mako charges more than that. I think that was a very expensive, I think that was one of those, it was probably, just my call, it was probably a that'll buff out situation. Very few dogs key cars with their claws, right? Yes, dogs have sharp claws, and against skin they can do some damage. But when you're talking about the paint, enamel, baked on finish on a car, I don't know. It's just, that's not baked on. But I'm having a hard time thinking that the dog climbed up on the top of the car and scratched the roof of her car with its paws. Thinking maybe she might be exaggerating that just a tiny bit, but that's a very expensive buff. All right. Kathy was talking about Frank the Fourth this morning. I have not seen it yet. I heard about this a lot. People were commenting about Kathy commenting about it. So it's going to be exciting. Maybe Frank the Fourth will make an appearance. I don't know. He hasn't already. We've got the other Frank, right? Did we get Frank the Fourth already? We got the third. I think we got the third. Yes, it was a smart car. They're small. Smart cars are very small cars. I'm hearing about this fourth hand. Kathy on Gossip Rumor and Innuendo is hilarious on this case, and even she can't handle it. The stories are so great. It's just unbelievable. I'd rather see Jim than Frank. If Jim makes an appearance, it's going to amaze us all. Frank the Fourth is in the gallery. That's him they keep showing. Is he the one that keeps falling asleep, or is that the dad? Quilting with Cats, good morning from a Georgia-born girl living in Alabama. Wonderful, wonderful. We don't have anything against Georgia personally. I'm still scared to stop there. So, do you have any dogs of your own? I don't. PW, I don't. I have a cat. Which probably could key your car with his claws. He's vicious. But the cat was not doing his job because, I know this because we had a mouse get in our house. And a mouse should not get anywhere near our house because the cat lives outside and the mouse should be caught before it gets. Anyway, I'll have words with the cat about that, and it's not going to happen again. Want to hear the song you made about this case? That's the Jim the Sly. About Jim McIntyre. It's a great song. We played it to the end of yesterday's live stream, as well as the end of the yesterday morning's live stream. So we got it a couple times. His name is Kiki. It is. Kathy talked about the song. Okay. If Kathy,
please be seated.
Oh, we'll play the song. We'll play the song, but we'll play it during the first break, if you remind me. Is that all right? We'll play the gym song during the first break if Kathy.
Are we ready to proceed this morning?
We may need to have some discussion about scheduling.
Okay.
Scheduling?
We have three brief witnesses this morning. There's our 2 witnesses to follow. I don't expect them to be here until after lunch. I expect the first 3 witnesses to last no longer than maybe 45 minutes, which would put us at about 10:45 when I've exhausted those witnesses. So then we have to decide what to do, to try to fill the gap with Agent Sands or take an early lunch.
Okay.
So I'm thinking
so if I
Subway.
can just, my understanding is that either way, we will be able to finish the state's case. My hope is by this afternoon.
Okay.
That would mean then that we are now a lot of time ahead of schedule is my hope. So that said, we also kind of cut through a lot of Agent Sands' audio already. So now it's just the questioning. So I really would rather just do Agent Sands after lunch, if that's okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Get a long
What's
lunch.
the situation with the defense?
At this time, Your Honor, we need to make a decision as to whether or not my client is going to testify.
Yes, sir.
We're going to wait on that decision until obviously after the state finishes up and I do my motions for direct verdict. So if he does decide to testify, then I would, depending on where we end today, but I would expect it to be later in the day. I would ask that we start with his testimony in the morning, since we are, I guess, a little ahead of schedule.
All right, and you did mention some other witnesses who may be traveling from out of state.
Right. And at this point, we're not going to be calling those witnesses, Your Honor. So
he was bluffing.
To the extent that we put on a case, it would be my client.
Okay.
Okay. Let me also ask you if I can, or I can wait until.
What?
I don't know how you normally do the directed verdicts in here. So I assume after the state's case in chief is complete.
Just send the jury out.
You send the jury out.
And you make your motion.
Okay. I won't raise it then until after you excuse the jury.
Okay.
Mr. Weinstein
And I
in
just was
his
going to say,
second
counsel and I
criminal
discussed some
trial.
of this before the court joined us. So I don't have an objection to his client testifying to start the day tomorrow, if we
Yeah, I've
complete.
got no problem with that. I mean, we've already scheduled it, and we assumed that we would go that far. So I don't have a problem, even if we're finished by 3 or 4 this afternoon. I don't have a problem with ending the day, allowing you to consult with your client, and then make the announcement the next morning.
And I still need to provide the court with the jury charges.
Yes, sir.
And as I said yesterday, it's going to be this evening probably before I get those over.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and we'll bring the jury.
If defense calls anyone to testify, it's going to be that man right there.
The court recalls that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is that going to be first or no?
Third.
Okay.
Yes, third.
This is going to be wild. What a finish on this trial. Oh, my goodness. Is that going to be the nail in the coffin, or is he going to pull a, who was it? Was it Dean Cummings? They got on the stand in self-defense in a murder trial and completely blew us away. He was found not guilty and walked out a free man after spending 2.5 years in prison waiting for his trial. I don't know. I think that was him. I think that was Dean. Dean was a skier? No, I was thinking the Arizona guy that shot, was living he was going to buy the land in Arizona, and he went down and visited and was staying at the guy's house and ended up shooting him with his own gun or something with an AR-15. And I remember he was in the courtroom, and the prosecutor was like, you be the bad guy and I'll be the victim, and you point the gun at me, and he's all doing that, and they're like, can we check and make sure it's not loaded? Do you remember that one? That was wild. Not George Kelly. It's even before George Kelly. George Kelly was the border, the border case. This was way back. Was he a skier? He was a professional skier. Okay, so maybe it was a skier. He was a skier. Okay, I forgot that he had skied because Arizona has little to do with snow.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good morning. Good morning. I want to follow up on something I mentioned to you last night. It does now appear fairly certain that we will end the presentation of the evidence in the next couple of days. So if you would bear with us and remain vigilant as you have throughout the course of this trial. I do want to confirm again that there were no issues regarding access to any media coverage or anything like that. Any issues? All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. McConnell, you may proceed.
Chris Czaplak. He's in the witness room.
He's in the witness room. Chris, somebody. Yes, apparently all that's on the. There's a ski area in Arizona up north. That I did not know. I know there's a Snowflake, Arizona, so you would assume that that they do in fact know what snowflakes are. But when you think of Arizona, you're more likely to think of cactuses than great skiing. Up by Flagstaff. I think the period made it not work, Red Pen, because it worked for Amber without it.
Good morning, sir. Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Would you state your name, please?
Chris Czaplak.
Would you spell your last name, please?
Czaplak.
Wow.
Where do you live?
Phonetic.
San Diego, California.
Did you travel here from San Diego to testify in this case?
I did.
When did you get here?
Yesterday evening.
Where do you live in California?
San Diego.
Your current employment?
I have my own law firm.
As a lawyer?
What's the name of that?
Homefront Group.
And what kind of cases does your firm handle?
We focus primarily on VA disability claims and appeals.
Are you yourself an attorney?
I am.
When and where did you get your law degree?
I graduated from American University's Washington College of Law in 2009.
Have you served in the United States Navy?
I have.
For how long?
20 years.
And what was your position in the Navy?
I originally started out as a submarine officer, spent 6 years in that community. An opportunity to go to law school on active duty came up, attended American University, and spent the rest of my career as a Judge Advocate General, well, in the Judge Advocate General's Corps.
Where did you attend college?
The United States Naval Academy.
How long did you go to the Naval Academy?
4 years.
And from the Naval Academy, where did you go in the Navy?
After graduating from the Academy, I went through the Navy's nuclear training pipeline, started off in Charleston, South Carolina, went to Saratoga Springs, New York, and then Groton, Connecticut, before reporting to my first submarine in Pearl Harbor.
Do you know the defendant in this case, Nicholas Kassotis?
I do.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
I do. He's sitting at the defendant's table.
How do you know him?
I met Nick in 2009 when I reported to Norfolk, Virginia for my first assignment as a JAG.
And what was his position in the Navy?
He was also a JAG. He was assigned as a defense counsel in Norfolk. We were at the Navy Legal Service Office. I started off very briefly doing legal assistance and then moved over to working defense with a number of JAGs, Nick included.
What was your relationship to him?
We were colleagues. We were friends. We got along very well when we met in Norfolk. I don't recall trying a case with him in Norfolk, but we collaborated often. We discussed our own cases, discussed strategy, discussed approaches to witness and evidence.
Did you have occasion to go to Italy?
I did. After my tour in Norfolk, I took what's called a hot fill billet, short notice emergency opening for the senior defense counsel. So I was in charge of the defense attorneys that covered Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, and my home base was Naples, Italy.
Did you have occasion to practice law involving the defendant while you were in Italy?
I did. So Nick, around that time, also transferred to Italy. He was stationed in Sigonella, Sicily. He was on the government side, so he handled, he prosecuted cases in that area. He also worked with advising the base commander.
Roughly from when to when were you in Italy?
2011 to 2013.
And was the defendant in Italy during that same time period?
We overlapped for most of that, yes.
I'm showing you now what's been previously admitted, State's Exhibit number 2.32.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the person that's shown in this photograph?
I do. That's Mindy Kassotis.
Now, how did you know her?
I met her around 2016. I had learned that Nick had remarried, and Mindy was his new wife. We met in D.C. in 2016, and then had occasion to interact at least one more time after that. I believe we had dinner in Norfolk. I was able to have dinner with them when they were visiting.
At some point, did your and the defendant's career paths diverge?
Yes. We had a couple conversations, Nick and I, about what he wanted to do.
Mom right there.
He had debated whether to leave active duty or not. This is a typical conversation that everybody on active duty has at some point. We debated the pros and cons. He decided he wanted to follow a path that required him to get off active duty. So he left the Navy after spending some time in D.C. I continued on active duty. My payback for going to law school was significant, so I wasn't going to be eligible to even resign before I had 15 years in. And at that point, I might as well do the other 5 and get to 20.
At some point, did you lose contact with him?
Yes. The last time I saw Nicholas and Mindy was in Norfolk sometime between 2016 and 2018. I left Norfolk in 2018 for San Diego, and I had stayed in touch. My wife and I had stayed in touch with both of them, and my first indication that that we had lost contact was when a Christmas card was returned that the address was invalid.
That would have been on or about what year?
Probably 2018, 2019 timeframe. It was after I was in San Diego.
Jim rejected their Christmas
card. At some point after that, did he reconnect?
Yeah, it was sometime later, but I hadn't heard from him in years. And then around July of 2022, he reached out to me with a new email address. When the Christmas card had bounced back, I emailed him and I tried to call him, but the email address was no longer valid and the phone number was disconnected. So July 2022 was that was the first time I had heard from him, and it was from a new email. We exchanged some messages, found a time to set up a call. He provided me with a new phone number, and we had a call to catch up that month.
And during that conversation, was there any discussion by him about a name change?
Yes. He had, so one of the topics was why I hadn't heard from him in so long. And he explained that he and Mindy were changing their names, were getting new Social Security numbers, were getting new passports and driver's license. He explained the reason behind that was that he had learned that the family he thought that he was the biological child of, he wasn't. He explained that who he thought were his biological parents and brother had been filing false complaints to the two bars that he belonged to, Virginia and Massachusetts. He was getting alerts on his credit history that people were opening accounts in his name, and learned later that who he thought was his family was behind that. So to avoid all of that, he and Mindy had cut off all communication and started changing their identity.
Did he describe Mindy's condition?
He did. In July, in that July 2022 conversation, he said that Mindy was pregnant and that they knew that the gender was a girl. And I was very excited for him. That was another big topic of that phone call. It was, I was happy for him. I thought that was great.
Was there any conversation about him writing short stories?
Yes. He also, as we were catching up, he told me how he had started creative writing as a hobby, and that had turned into a pretty significant thing that he did. He wrote a number of short stories that he had published on the website Reddit, and one of them in particular had kind of garnered the interest of someone in Hollywood, and he might get that story optioned as a screenplay.
When was the next time you spoke with him?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
So I didn't hear from him again until March of the next year, so 2023.
And tell the jury how that conversation went.
So he sent a connection request on LinkedIn, and I thought that was good news because I know that he had tried to keep a very low profile, and so I accepted it as soon as I saw it. I messaged him. He asked if I had time to catch up. We found a time on our schedules where we could do another phone call. And so sometime in early March, we connected again on the phone.
And what did he tell you during that phone conversation?
Early in the call, I asked him how Mindy was doing because I figured the baby must have been born at this point, and he mentioned that she had passed away. He explained that she had complications with the pregnancy, that she'd had high blood pressure and there had been some issues with her heart, that she had been hospitalized at least once, but that sometime before she could give birth, she passed away.
At any time, did you ever discuss with him the nature of his employment?
Yes. In that first call in July, natural question was, what have you been up to since you left the Navy? And he said he was involved in a startup that had something to do with cybersecurity, that they had some product or service that had access to the dark web to identify cybersecurity threats. And that he was filling like a general counsel role, sort of advising them on legal issues.
How did you learn about Mindy's death?
Well, the phone call where he said she died of natural causes was sort of the first time I heard that she died, but some weeks later, a mutual friend of ours forwarded me a news article about her disappearance, that her remains had been found, and that Nick was the primary suspect.
And based upon receiving that information, what did you do?
Well, so I felt that what he had told me in an earlier conversation was important information that the authorities should know. So I contacted the tip line that was in the news article. I spoke with an agent from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and recounted the phone conversations I'd had with Nick, tried to be as accurate as possible and as factual as possible.
Thank you. That's all the questions.
No questions?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. When Nick reached out to you in March of 2023 with a LinkedIn request, do you remember his LinkedIn profile?
I don't.
He reached out to you from a LinkedIn request under the name Nicholas Stark. Do you recall that?
Yes.
It was not Nick Kassotis, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you.
Can the witness be excused?
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
You can now fly back across the country. That could have been on Zoom. No, I'm glad he came. He got a little bit of his company name out there, a little publicity. Very believable.
Angela Ben is our next witness.
Homefront Law Group. Sounds like they do some great work for veterans, which I'm a big supporter of. Josh, thank you very much. Milwaukee Brewers in the logo. I know you're a Braves fan. This pains you a little bit, but we need to cheer on the Brewers until they win the World Series here this next go-around. So it has to happen, Josh.
Good morning, ma'am. Before you have a seat, please raise your right hand and face the clerk.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated, ma'am.
Would you state your name, please?
My name is Angela Evans Wynn.
How do you spell your last name?
Wynn.
And where do you live?
In Smyrna, Tennessee, about 30 minutes outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
How long have you lived in Tennessee?
About 10 years now.
Are you married?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
10 years this November.
Do you have children?
Got 5.
What's their age range?
My youngest is 6, my oldest is 23.
What is your highest level of education?
I have a master's degree in human resources management. I'm currently working on my doctorate in higher education leadership.
How are you employed?
I work at the Tennessee State University.
And what is your position?
I'm the Director of Stewardship and Donor Relations.
I'm holding up what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.32. Can you see this from where you're sitting?
Yes.
Do you recognize the person in this photograph?
Yes.
Who is it?
It's Mindy. Mindy Mevin Kassotis.
How did you know Mindy?
Mindy was my best friend, aunt to my children, and godmother to my daughter.
Do you recall when you first met?
We met on the first day of our new jobs as post-college graduates in 2006 at Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher.
What kind of company is that?
It's a law firm.
What was your job and what was her job?
We were both legal secretaries. She supported a partner and 2 associates. I supported an of counsel and 2 first-year associates.
Do you recall the last time you spoke with Mindy?
Yes, it was in October of 2022.
Was there anything unusual about that conversation?
No, we conversed the same as we had been for a few years through text messaging. She was excited to be getting over that hump of the situation that they had been in. She was looking forward to getting back to life, to coming to see me and the kids because she felt like she had missed so much.
How often would you speak with Mindy?
Every day that she could.
Did you discuss important issues in each of your lives?
Yes, we did.
Did you share confidences together?
Yes, we did.
Did you trust her?
Yes.
Did she trust you?
Absolutely.
Do you recognize the defendant in the courtroom?
Yes.
How do you recognize him?
Nick Kassotis. My kids called him Uncle Nick.
When was the first time you met him?
It was shortly after him and Mindy had started dating. We had dinner with my husband. She was so excited. She really thought that she had found her partner.
When you had dinner with them, where was that?
This was in Virginia. I believe it was that time that we may have gone back to their house after we had the kids with us and we had a bonfire and they roasted marshmallows.
So it was their residence?
Yes.
Whereabout in
in
Virginia?
Alexandria.
Do you recall when Mindy got married?
Yes, I do.
Were you a participant of her wedding?
I was matron of honor.
She was close.
Did Mindy describe to you the background of the defendant?
Yes, Nick is Navy JAG, believe Boston University, JD, very well accomplished, great family. He was no longer in military service. He had moved to the private sector. Was working for a computer company, I believe Microsoft, on very top-level confidential software.
Now, you mentioned that Mindy was excited because she felt like she was about to get over the hump.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I was advised by Mindy that her and Nick were part of some sort of security breach that they needed to go into hiding for their own protection.
Did she go into any detail?
Not until the end, when she told me that the reason they had been on the run was because apparently Nick's parents weren't his real parents. Something about him, being taken away as a child. He was the son of diplomats. It was a wild story.
Do you recall the last time you spoke with Mindy?
Yes.
Son of a diplomat.
Roughly when would that have been?
Second week in October of 2022.
And what did Mindy tell you during that conversation?
That she was ready to come home.
What about her physical condition?
She had told me that she was pregnant.
Did she know the sex?
No.
Did she know the due date?
No.
I'm showing you now what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.51. You recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
It's an Instagram message between myself and Nick Kassotis.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of the actual Instagram message that you received?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'll tender it this time State's Exhibit number 2.51.
I just need to look at it for a moment. No objection, Your Honor.
If you would read to the jury the text involved in it.
Nick says, "Are you available for me to call?" And I respond saying, "Yes, always available. Don't ever have to ask."
Then did you call?
Yes, he called me.
And you spoke with him?
I did speak
You
with him.
recognized his voice?
I absolutely did.
Tell the jury how that conversation went.
He was crying. He said that Mindy was gone, that he didn't know what happened. He apologized, saying he wished he could have protected her more, and that he was so sorry for her not being here anymore. I asked him, "What about the baby?" He said, "Oh, we lost the baby." But he sounded really upset.
Was there any discussion about cremation?
No, there was no discussion. The first conversation that we had, he said he didn't know what was going on. He said that they would perform tests over the weekend and he would let me know as soon as he heard something. He called me that Monday to tell me that she had passed because of a massive stroke that he said was hereditary on her father's side.
What about funeral arrangements?
No funeral arrangements. I asked him every single time I talked to him if he needed help with any type of arrangements or if I needed to come down to be with him to help him with things.
Is that the last time you spoke with him?
Yes.
That's all the questions I have.
You can have a seat, ma'am. Mr. Weinstein may have some questions.
I forgot about that part.
Okay.
So there you go.
No problem.
Good morning, Ms. Nguyen. I'm Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Mr. Kassotis. I'll be brief this morning. You testified that you and Mindy were best friends, correct?
Yes.
She's not looking at him.
Y'all could talk truthfully to each other, correct?
Yes.
When Mindy told you that they had security watching over them and they had to be in hiding, You believed her, correct?
Yes.
You had no reason to not believe her.
No.
When Mindy told you she was pregnant, you believed her then as well.
I absolutely did.
Had Mindy lied to you before?
No, not that I'm aware of.
When Nick called you, you said he was crying, correct?
Yes, he was.
Terribly upset.
He sounded so.
And he wished he could have protected her more.
That's what he said.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
You should be excused.
She can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wynn.
John, the next witness will be testifying virtually.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this time we're going to have some video testimony. It will be live, correct?
Yes.
It's by WebEx. And you will consider this testimony just like you would any other witness, as if the witness had appeared and testified personally. So we'll proceed with the WebEx testimony.
He's not in yet.
I told him it would be 10:30, so I'm sure he'll be on soon.
We're waiting. We're waiting for the witness to join WebEx. Please join the Zoom. Man, Angela Wynn, strong lady. This next witness may be the last witness before lunch. I think that's what the schedule is. We're going to get an early lunch. For those of you that can't, oh, she's staying in the courtroom. That's awesome. They're banding together. For those that are here to hear the song that Kathy told you about, we will play that when we get to lunch. The story that the defendant made up about Jim McIntyre was just so ridiculous. I thought it deserved a song. We wrote a song about it. It is to a polka tune because it does fit quite squarely in the circus or a similar type.
I think what I'll do is I'll let the jury just step out for a minute, and we'll make sure that the witness is available. All right, the jury's out. Please be seated.
As we wait for the WebEx connection to be made. These last few witnesses are sort of filling in the last little bits of information we need to understand who the defendant was and who the victim was. There are a lot of questions still outstanding that I don't think we'll have good answers to. Specifically, I think a lot of people have asked questions about Mindy's pregnancy, whether or not, why she would say she was pregnant if they found no evidence of pregnancy when they did discover her remains. There's probably a million different scenarios that can happen there. And there are probably even some scenarios where she, hear me out on this one, okay? Because I'm just bouncing this against the wall a little bit. But Nick was able to convince a lot of people who are just regular, educated, smart people that something was true when it wasn't. And it's possible he could even have been, or I'd say it's very probable that he was manipulating his wife in the same way, with the same lies or similar lies or more lies, and that if Jim controlled everything and all that all that went through him, all that went through Nick, I can see her being lied to and being told that she's pregnant and believing it because of the exist. Does that make sense? Anyway. Yeah, Mindy sounded like a victim in this in every sense of the word. So could have done a faked the pregnancy test or faked the results or had her take a test and then, told her what the results were, or that, ran all that through the shadowness of Jim so that, she's, obscured from the truth. Then Nicole, I hear you, and obviously, me being a man trying to describe to how it would be easy to convince a woman that she's pregnant when she's not. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that we've got somebody who's fabricated a fanciful story that people close to him and that we look at and say, man, so many red flags.
Is the witness named Joe West?
It could be there.
I confirm we can hear you.
Should be able to hear you, sir.
Mr. West, can you hear me?
No.
Can you say something? I don't hear you.
You have to talk in the mic, sir. He's walking up to the screen and yelling louder. Can you hear? I said. You've got to get to the mic.
He's not muted. Sir, can you say something so we can verify that we can hear you?
Queen Oliver Than, so happy to be here. 31 months, OG.
Mr. West, can you hear me?
And now we have music. Lawyers. We can't do that.
Mr. West.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, sir. We're going to bring.
Can you hear me now?
I can, and we're going to bring the jury in. So if you'll just hold momentarily.
Yeah, sorry for the disruption on my end.
No problem.
He's playing the Jim song. Can you imagine how terrible it would be if somebody connected on Zoom and they had our audio in the background? Oh, that would be bad. That would be bad. Doug Weinstein in his second criminal trial toys with the idea of putting the defendant up on the stand. That's a bold move, Doug. It's a bold move. Of course, he gets the final say, not Doug. So nobody touch any buttons. Don't break it. It's working. We have good audio, so. A couple of you called the can you hear me now before he said it. So it was really good. Mr. West is the next witness. We're going to go ahead and clear this pin.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. McConnell, I understand we have a witness who will appear virtually by WebEx. If you would please call the witness.
The state calls Joe West.
Mr. West, please raise your right hand and take the oath.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Would you state your name, please?
Sure, my name is Joseph D. West.
Where do you live?
I live in Fairfax Station, Virginia, a suburb of Washington, D.C.
Do you have health issues that make it difficult for you to travel?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm being treated by, I'm under watchful supervision of a cardiologist for what has been described as an aneurysm of my ascending aorta. So that's my current situation.
How are you employed?
I am a retired partner of the law firm of Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher. Retired meaning I retired from the equity partnership 7 years or so ago, but I continue to be employed by the firm ever since.
What was your position in the firm?
I was a partner, an equity partner in the firm, and chairman of the firm's government contracts practice.
And are you an attorney?
Yes, I am an attorney. For 48 years, I've been practicing law.
It's a long time.
Would you please describe for the jury the practice of Gibson and Dunn?
Well, Gibson Dunn is a major international law firm, and we've got over 2,000 lawyers, I believe, in 22 offices in 7 or 8 countries. I lose track of the numbers. But the firm does primarily work for major corporations across the board, corporate deals, tax, litigation of all sorts, counseling, and my government contracts practice is a small element of what the firm does.
How long have you been affiliated with Gibson and Dunn?
Since May of 2004, so a little over 21 years.
And as an attorney, have you received awards and distinctions while you were employed with Gibson and Dunn?
Like Employee of the Year?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have been recognized in a number of different ways. Maybe the most, the one I'm proudest of is by an organization called Martindale Huddle, which is an organization that used to, until the digital age, put out books tracking, and listing all the lawyers that were members of the bar in the various states. It's now all digital, and one of the things they've done for the past 34 years is do a peer rating of lawyers, and for every one of those 34 years, I've received the highest rating that they offer, called an AV Preeminent. And the reason why I'm proud of that is it recognizes the highest level of professional excellence in legal knowledge, communication skills, and ethical standards. And it's done by peers, by your fellow attorneys and judges. So all the different things, in addition to various magazines and publications, rating me and things like that, which I could go into if you want more detail. But I might bore everybody if we do that. But that's the one I'm proudest of, and so externally, life.
Mr. West, do you know Mindy Mebane?
Yes, I do. I knew Mindy. She worked for me for a number of years as my legal assistant in the Gibson Dunn Washington D.C. office.
Roughly when did she work with your practice?
If I remember correctly, it was from about 2007 or 8 to about 2016. I'm a little hazy on the start date because at that time a new administrative assistant would come into the firm and be part of basically a floater pool until they eventually got assigned to an attorney's desk. So I'm not sure when Mindy got to the firm, but I believe she started working for me around 2008, 7 or 8. And I know she was there for sure in 2009, but I believe it was 2 years earlier than that.
Did you get to know her well?
As well as one normally does, yeah, their assistance. Maybe I got to know her a little better than most because she and I were on. She liked to talk politics and other issues, and we got into a lot of debates about politics because we were maybe on different ends of the political spectrum. It was. I remember a lot of interesting discussions with her. Plus, she was always looking for new opportunities and knowledge about things, and she was working on her master's degree, and we would talk about that sort of thing. I got to know about her family, and she loved talking about her family, particularly her little brother, who was a baseball player, who's probably bigger than I am right now. We had a really good relationship over the time she was there, and I was sorry to see her go, but I knew she was going on to bigger things when she left.
Did Mindy get married while she was working with your firm?
It was a weird flex.
I don't think so. I think she got, again, I'm hazy on this, but I think she got married after she left. That's the best of my recollection.
Do you recall the name of the person she married?
Yes, Nicholas Kassotis.
Did you ever have an opportunity to meet her husband?
I believe I met Nick at least one time in the office when Mindy brought him by the office. This is after I think this is after she had left and was working in a different position downtown. But it could have been while she was still working for me. I honestly don't remember, but I believe I met Nick one time in the office.
All right. I want him to see State's Exhibit number 2.42.
Is there a manner to not publish, Your Honor, to the jury while I present it on the screen, or how?
I'm not sure.
Maybe the jury could just close their eyes real quick.
If we could simply turn off the presentation mode, that would turn him off as well, correct?
If I take it out, take it out of WebEx mode, he won't be able to see anything.
Can we maybe just show it to counsel and see if he has an objection? I don't want to publish before it's tendered, counsel.
Thank you. I have no objection.
Then is it okay with you if I put it in?
Yes, you can.
So I'm tendering this time State's Exhibit number 2.42.
And it's admitted without objection.
Now can he see it?
It should be up on the screen.
Do you see, Mr. West, Exhibit 2.42?
I see a tiny little exhibit in the corner. I think I know what it is, and I think I have a hard copy of it in my hand. If you tell me what it is, I'll confirm that because I can't read what's there. I don't want to mess with my screen and see if I can blow it up.
Describe what you think I'm talking about.
It was a copy of an email. Hold on a second.
Oh, he's reading it. He can't read it. We got problems.
Well, I've got two things here that maybe I'm trying to stretch my view of what's there on the screen. I know I provided a copy of an email that I had received in December of 2022. That's not it. The only other thing it might be is a copy of the subpoena for trial.
No, it's
because it looks like it could be that as well.
It's an email dated December 19th, 2022 from Nicholas Kassotis to you.
Okay, yeah, I've got that in front of me here, a hard copy in my office.
And do you recall what that email said?
Sure. The email basically said that, I can read it. It said, "Hi Joe, I'm sorry to reach out multiple times at work for personal matters. Is it possible to speak in the near future? And thank you, Nick Kassotis," and he left a phone number.
Did you later call that number?
Yes, I did.
And describe the conversation that took place.
I believe I called the same day I got this email, which was on or about December 19th. It says on here it was a Monday. I called and Nick told me that he said, bad news, I need to tell you Mindy passed away. He advised me that she had gone into the hospital for, I don't remember what reason. My recollection is that she went in on, he said she went in on a Saturday and overnight the Sunday became septic and died of a very bad infection.
Was there any discussion about a funeral?
That's fast.
No, there was no discussion about a funeral, but there was a discussion about a memorial service. He had mentioned that he was hoping to get back to DC sometime after the new year and have a memorial service, and he wanted to be sure to invite me to it.
Were you subsequently invited to any memorial service?
No, I was not, and that was the last communication I believe I had. I'm not sure I had with Mr. Kassotis about Mindy.
After receiving this email, what did you do with it? I filed it, and it's automatically archived in our firm archives for a period of time anyway. And quite frankly, more or less forgot about it for a couple of months anyway. I think that's all I can remember that I did with it. Did you forward it to anyone?
I did at one point. At some point, about 6 months later, I was contacted by a member of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and who wanted to interview me, and I subsequently forwarded that email, I believe at that point, to a member of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation named Tracy Sands.
Thank you. That's all the questions that I have.
No questions, John.
All right.
Jury?
May he be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. West. There's no cross-examination. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Jury, good news.
You're quite welcome. Take care.
It's lunchtime. I know we just got here, but
all right. I believe that's it. Is that correct? I can see counsel for just a moment at the bench.
And yes, the defendant does get to go up to the bench as well. That's how it works. Some states allow that. What's going to happen right now, if you missed the morning announcement, is the state is almost done with their case. They only have a little bit left, and they'll finish this afternoon. But they don't have anyone else right now. So we're going to send the jury out for a long lunch, 2 or 3 hour lunch, I think. We've got some things we have to do. There's a good fences make good neighbors case we have to check out in Judge Middleton's court, which we were teasing a little bit this morning. And of course, we have to play the music that we promised you guys with the Jim McIntyre Master of the Sly song. Okay, let's figure out what he says here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, our next witnesses will not be here until after lunch. I know it's a little early. We'll give you a longer than normal lunch break. So it's about 11 o'clock now, and we'll ask you to return at 1 o'clock. So you're excused until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you.
So 1 p.m. we get a 2 hour lunch, but we're only taking an hour of that. We've got a case to watch. Did they try to subpoena Jim? Jim, did you get the subpoena? Jim?
All right, the jury's out. We're in recess until 1 o'clock. Thank you.
As they go on break, we're going to do a quick jump to play, first of all, a song. You guys, Kathy, I guess this is Kathy's fault. If you missed, let's see, what's Friday and Monday, the defendant, what are we?
Clear on that.
Is that correct, Mr. Warren?
That's accurate, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much.
That was all. Thank you, sir.
I guess we're not sure what we're clear on. Okay, well, there we go. The defendant was interviewed in 2 different places, once in Pennsylvania, once in Georgia. And during these interviews, the first interview, he spoke for about 2 hours, and he told a web of lies that was just amazing. And it included this references to this guy named Jim McIntyre, who contacted the defendant, or actually, I guess, contacted Mindy first. That's how he put it. After they both filed a police report with the FBI over some little incident that probably should have been reported to the local police, but wasn't. That incident, I believe, has never been found. Like, the FBI has no record of that. And they also have no record of Jim McIntyre, who's the guy who reached out to them and said, for your own safety, I'm your handler. I have all your money, like the millions of dollars that you're going to be receiving. I've got that for safekeeping. We'll be getting it to you. You just have to follow all my instructions. Go pee behind that tree. Yes, there was a lot of things Jim told them to do: when to run, when to hide, when to lie, what to lie about, where to pee, when to say that you're pregnant, when to say you're not pregnant, who to lie to, what to put on your marriage application. It was all Jim's fault, as we heard from the defendant. And so now we made a song because I figured that sort of a story deserves its own little song, and we have one here about Jim McIntyre, and we'll give it a listen.
Jim McIntyre wears a coat of gray, keeps your secrets locked far away. He's got your cash in a coffee tin, a map to the bathroom. Let the game begin. Jim says run, Jim says hide. He's the shadow standing by your side. He tells you when to whisper, when to cry. Jim McIntyre, the master of the slide. He's got a rule book, torn and frayed. Says lie to your wife, it's the price you paid. He knows your father's footsteps, cold and near, and he'll tell you when to move, disappear. He hums a tune, dark and sweet, the kind you hum when you admit defeat. Jim says run, Jim says hide. He's the shadow standing by your side. He tells you when to whisper, when to cry. Jim McIntyre, the master of the slide. He hums a tune, dark and sweet, the kind you hum when you admit defeat. Jim says run, Jim says hide. He's the shadow standing by your side. He tells you when to whisper, when to cry. Jim McIntyre, the master of the slide. Is he a saint or a devil in disguise? He holds your truth, your perfect lies. His eyes don't blink, his voice don't shake. He's the keeper of your biggest mistake.
All right, there you go, Jim McIntyre, for your listening pleasure. We are not going to go to lunch quite yet. We have a couple things to do, and one of them is to check in with Judge Middleton's court, where we left him last time. He was, I'm not sure if we were starting an OnlyFans case or what, but let's see if we can jump back to where we were. Let's see. I think it was about right here. Just one second.
Yes, I would hold my breath, but he might. If he doesn't, then you come back here and ask what's called a discovery subpoena, and that compels him to come to court. Of course, there were pit bulls there. All right.
I since left that job, just so you, because of this incident.
All right. Well, that would certainly induce me to not want to do that sort of thing. All right. We're working our way through here. We got 2 cases left, and we're going to do them in the least order of complexity. Next is Drew Koning versus Brianna Koning.
I don't know what
file
this one's
number
about. We might
is.
We might skip this one. Let's see.
251407SC. Are you Drew Koning?
Yes.
And are you Brianna Koning?
Yeah, I'm here.
Will you both please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
All right. A couple of issues with this case. Mr. Koning contends that his ex-wife, Brianna, withdrew $3,000 from a joint account that was under his control, that it was post-divorce, and any of the proceeds deposited in that account were strictly his, and that she withdrew $3,000, and he's suing her for it. Is that about it, Mr. Koning?
That sounds like it.
Yes.
Ms. Koning, you filed an answer that says you would make payments on this. Is there anything you wish to add?
Well, yeah, I'm not able to work as I had submitted. I have injuries that I'm currently under doctor's care, severe spinal injuries. So I had already given him 2 money orders for a total of $50, and he returned them to me and refused to receive them. I gave you that information. He's been unwilling to work with me. He's had me blocked. He's made me communicate through our son. I want to repay him. I'm doing the best that I can. I have my paperwork here that my condition is frail from the state of Indiana. So he also owes me a back child support balance of around $5,000. So, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just asking for if this goes, I have no problem paying it back. That's what I've been trying to do, but it's only able.
Couple issues. This is a joint account. You have as much entitlement to that $3,000 as he did. You didn't take her name off the account. So when someone is listed on there as a joint account, then she has as much right to it as you do. If, however, the rights to the account were given to you by the court in the divorce, you have to go through the divorce court rather than do an end around Judge Pattison and file a small claims action. Ms. Koning, would you take your gum out, please? We're in a court proceeding, and it's a little distracting.
Sure, I apologize.
All right, so first issue. It's a joint account. She has as much right to it as you do. What's your response to that?
I actually contacted the bank, and they were supposed to be sending her papers to sign off on the account. And for some reason, that never happened, and I was unaware of that. We got divorced in March of 2023. Everything from on that point was everything that I've put into that, all my income. The estate that we sold for the house got put into our separate accounts on June 2024. I was still unaware that she never signed the papers for the account to get off of it.
So it was a shock when I walked in on May the 2nd, and there was $3,000 taken out of my savings account. I called the bank. The bank said she was the one who took it out. Within minutes, I called her, or I texted her, got a hold of her, and she acted like she didn't know she took it out of my account. Within 3 days, she spent all $3,000. And then she proceeded to say that she couldn't pay me back because she had no money. So therefore, to me, that looks like she knew she didn't have any money, and she took it out of my account on purpose. So on 5/6, I closed all my accounts to the bank because I was afraid she was going to come back and try to take the rest of the money.
Well, that was a wise course. That's what you should have done in the first place. This is a joint account, and under the Uniform Commercial Code, she had as much right to the funds as you did at that point. So regrettably, you get zero.
Even if
you did, yes, even if it was a joint account, she had not been removed from it. Otherwise, the bank would have let her take the money out of it. If you think the bank was somehow negligent, you could go after them. But at that point in time, she had as much right to the account as you did. And if you're going through the fact that she somehow violated a condition of the divorce order, that's in the jurisdiction of the divorce court. So I don't have to like it either. She took $3,000. She offered $25 a month. Take a long time to pay that back, 5 or 6 years. But under the law, she had now there's a learning curve for everybody else. If you're on a joint account with someone else you don't have any trust for, close your account and reopen it. But I find you have no cause of action. She was a joint account holder entitled to make withdrawal from that account. So that's the sad answer to this tale. All right, you're both free to go on about your business.
She's all smiling, and she's thinking, I should have got more than 3,000. There was more in there I could have gotten. Okay, that's not the one we were going to watch though. That's a little bit. We do have a little one that came. I think it's actually might be the next case up after that one. Give me just a minute. Let's let the judge. He takes a minute pontificating and sorting things out. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? There we go. Yep, it's the next case up. We're going to go ahead and jump to that. This is Good Fences Make Good Neighbors. 0
for the plaintiff. She did partially start to agree to a repayment agreement, and then she backed off.
You should have cashed those two $25 cashier's checks. That's all the money you would be getting back.
This happens several times a year. Generally, a child, adult child is on mom's account, and the child takes all the money out of it, and then the other siblings find out about it. That may go under a different category of elder abuse. But generally, if they're on the account, they're entitled to withdraw funds from it.
Be careful who you put on your accounts, folks. All right, we're waiting for the next case. Judge might be taking a little power nap.
All right, we're still plugging away here. We're down to one case, and all the parties are here. All right, Frank and Trudy Heckenreiter and Mike and Jill Sebo. Mr. and Mrs. Heckenreiter, if you come over here. Mr. and Mrs. Sebo, if you go over here.
This takes a little while to develop, but I think it gets better, especially towards the end. So sit through this one. This one's, I've heard it's interesting. Haven't seen the whole thing. All right, everybody's here. unmute us, Judge?
20 to 8. Are you Mike Sebo?
Yes, sir.
And are you Jill Sebo?
Yes, sir.
All right. First of all, Mr. and Mrs. Herkenroder, you need to know that I know Mike and Jill Sebo probably for more than 50 years. You heard me mention a moment ago that I was a member of the Immaculate Conception Parish in Three Rivers. So are the Sebos. Mike's an usher at the church. Jill is a member. Also, over and above church, I've known their families for more than 50 years. I went to school with Jill's brother and sister.
He knows
Mike's much older than I am, but I was in school a few years after them. So I feel I can hear this matter, but if that makes you uncomfortable, that I know the defendants and attend the same church, you can ask to have another person appointed. I could ask Judge Pattison to hear this. I don't feel the need to disqualify myself. Let me ask you, are you uncomfortable with me hearing the case?
We're fine.
All right. Mr. and Mrs. Herkenroder, what's your position?
No problem.
All right. I feel I can do it. All right. With that, living here all my life, I know lots of people. And so this comes up. If they're related to me, generally I will disqualify. But I have lots of cases where I know people.
He knows everybody.
All right. This is a claim, primary claim by the plaintiffs for $1,499.25 plus costs for a total of $1,656.85. Primarily having to do with the damage to a fence on their property at Spence Road. That's in Fabius Township outside of Three Rivers. The Sebos have filed a counterclaim for, I can't read it, I got whited out, $3,001.86, alleging that you guys have damaged to his lawn and a trailer or camper window. And so they filed this counterclaim, $2,501.66 for alleged lawn reseeding from, I think it's the Miracle Lawn Service, and then $500 for the window damage to the trailer.
We're still under 5,000 total.
The trailer is a non-starter. There's no proof that Frank or Trudy Herkenroder threw the stone or did the damage that damaged your trailer. So I will concede perhaps there was damage to your window. There's no proof that they did it. So the other issues regarding the grass will approach in a minute. These are my least favorite type of cases, probably in small claims court. Two neighbors that live next door to each other and can't get along with each other. They end up in small claims court where it really doesn't belong, but we get several of these every year, and I've been here for 24 years, so I've had lots of these. All right, so Mr. and Mrs. Herkenroder, how long have you guys lived out there on Spence Road?
My family's had the property since the late 1800s, and it's been passed down to us recently in the year 2000 when my mother, Roberta Shingledecker, passed away.
All right, so this is the Shingledecker property.
Yes.
Right on the curve.
Yes.
And there's
the cemetery is behind it.
All right, and then as you go, I guess, west down Spence Road,
correct,
is where their house is.
Correct. My grandfather built their house.
Was Lee Barnes your grandfather?
Yes.
I know Lee.
That's a Three Rivers thing, but Lee Barnes owned Lee's Drive-In, which was a cool place back in the day, and he was old when I was a kid. But all right, so I know the lay of the land and the parties. This is the Shingledecker property and the Sebo property. There is, I guess, it's a cemetery. I read the other day that cemeteries are large and enclosed and graveyards are usually attached to a church, but this is referred to, it's got a name. What's the name of it?
It's Beetle Cemetery. He was
Yeah,
my
Beetles.
great grandfather, and he was the first settler in Flowerfield Township, and he also had the first grist mill in Three Rivers.
All right.
So
Well, tell
who's
me
been here
about
longer?
this fence and how it came to be damaged. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't put everybody on oath. Do we all swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Herkenroder.
So as I said, my family's been on the farm for several generations, and my grandfather built 3 houses out on the property. The property was sold to Mr. and Mrs. Sebo through a bank foreclosure in 2011, I believe. My mother still resided in the home in which we reside in currently. She had to have a lawyer become involved. In 2014, Mr. Robert Dudka had to start sending correspondence because for whatever reason, the Sebos were using the cemetery to put their property on. And in addition, they chopped down several trees. Mr. Dudka advised my mother that she should put up a fence and she should patrol the cemetery on a regular basis. Unfortunately, my mother became ill and was moved to an assisted living facility in Indiana, where my husband and I live, so she could be closer to us. And so there was nobody keeping an eye on the property, and there was no fence installed.
Now, we're talking about the big old white farmhouse with the barns.
Actually, my mother sold that property. We're talking about the cemetery itself.
Okay.
So at that point, there was nobody there to watch the cemetery or to patrol it, let's say. My husband and I moved into my mother's former residence, which is on Spence Road. And at that point, we had conversations with Mr. and Mrs. Sebo regarding moving things that were still put on the cemetery. And occasionally there would be other things put on the cemetery. We also asked them to stay off of our property and quit mowing it. And at that point, that's when it seemed as though tensions started to escalate because we asked them to follow the property line. So my husband and I decided to put up a fence. It's a decorative fence. It's nothing that is vulgar or, I mean, it looks like a cemetery
I've
fence.
had a vulgar fence before.
So we put up a decorative fence.
When was that?
That was in 2023, in December. We put up a fence.
Was it put up through a company or did you do it yourself?
It was put up through the company in which gave you the damage estimate.
Yes.
It's called the Postman Company out of Vicksburg. We had the property surveyed because there was contention with Mr. and Mrs. Sebo regarding the actual property line. So we had the property surveyed, which resulted in the police being called because Mrs. Sebo did not want them on her property while the survey was being taken place. Then we had the fence put up, and again, the police were called by Mrs. Sebo. She claimed that they had stolen property.
They being the surveyors?
The fence company.
Oh.
So we put up the fence and we're like, okay, this is the property line. We're 6 inches within their property. So there's 6 inches. You don't need to mow along the fence because that's our property. And so we also installed deer cams because we noticed that there were some headstones that had been missing. And we also noticed that there were people trespassing on the property. And so we just wanted to keep an eye on it. Mr. Dudka had advised us, put up the fence and to keep an eye on it. We also get the pleasure of seeing some deer and raccoons now and then. And we did find somebody trespassing on the property about a week ago. So the deer cams are just up there purely to make sure that there is nothing that is going to happen in the cemetery. So we noticed—
How many people are buried there?
There are about 11, and they're all my relatives.
Well, who knows?
He's like, no,
how
there's
big
12.
is
I
this
just don't know
parcel?
about the last one.
I mean, is an acre, half an acre,
What did you say?
Mr. Sebo?
It's 155 deep, probably
35 feet wide, but is it adjoining to a field that we own?
Yes, it's farmed.
If you please, Your Honor.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
So not a very big piece of property, probably too small to build a house on a 155 by 35 lot.
There's a cemetery there. You can't just pave it over.
Yeah.
So the house adjoins your lot and the Seabo's property is next door to that?
Their house adjoins the lot of the cemetery. And then there's a middle house and then our house, which is further to the east. Grandpa built 3 ranch houses in a row.
So is the cemetery between you and the Seabo's?
No, it's on the others. It's on the west side of the Seabo's property.
So does your house and Seabo's house, they're not next to each other?
No, they are not.
Okay.
So the fence was put up. We were hoping that the property lines would, that would help the situation. It was, I think in October of 2024, that my husband was doing a routine check of the trail cams, and he noticed that Mr. and Mrs. Seabo had laid down 4x4s on our property, the 6-inch line. And so when he went down to investigate it, he noticed fence damage, but we had no idea what it was from. And so we just, okay, the fence has been damaged. It's coming into our property from the Seabo side. It was bent in. So then in November, on November 24th, 2024, we figured out how the fence panel got damaged. We noticed Mrs. Seabo was mowing all of her leaves into the cemetery, and we saw her on the film. We saw where the lawnmower caught onto the fence panel, and it's the same exact curvature and height. And so we're like, oh, that's how the first panel got damaged. And I believe you have pictures, and if you're not able to see those pictures.
I can see the dents in the fence.
Okay, I do have it on the iPad if it's clearer for you to see. So at that point, I collected everything that we had.
Now, let me stop you.
Okay.
You say she's mowing her leaves into the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
So she's on a riding lawnmower
Mm-hmm.
with a side discharge.
Mm-hmm.
And the discharge would be going along the fence, and then the leaves would blow through the fence onto the cemetery side?
Correct.
It's a zero-turn mowers.
Those are nice. Like she's like, what does that have to do with anything? It's a nice mower. I want one day when I have a lawn big enough to justify it.
All right, go ahead.
So at that point, we contacted Mr. Dutka again because he had dealt with all of the property line issues in the past. And so we contacted Mr. Dutka. We got an invoice from the postman. We sent it to them via certified mail. They refused to sign for it. So Mr. Dutka resent it snail mail. They got the mail with the picture, or with no pictures, excuse me. There were no pictures, just a letter. And so Mr. Seabo, according to Mr. Dutka, went to his office without an appointment and wanted to see the photos. Mr. Dutka contacted me and indicated that Mr. Seabo had shown up to see our pictures but did not have an appointment, and he was unable to talk to him at that time.
You need to make an appointment.
So at one point, we were in a discussion with Mr. and Mrs. Seabo, and we felt as though Mike, and I have the video, we felt as though Mike had agreed to the fact that, yes, I'll buy you a panel. They're only $135. Where do you want me to put it? So I contacted Mr. Dutka, and I said, I think that Mr. Seabo, here's the video, said that he damaged our fence. So he sent out another letter with a new invoice for just one panel. And we got no response. And so I contacted Mr. Dutka, and he said small claims court would be our next action.
Okay, Mr. Dutka. Mr. Seabo, are you guys ready?
Now, we have an estimate from the fence company. Let me flip to it. Some of the stuff is easier to find online than it is paper.
claims court is just, it's crazy. Some of the things that go in there. You can see why the judge says these are his least favorite cases. Everybody has so much to say too. Looking for the estimate online.
Yeah, there's the measurement. 154 by panels and labor are 1,499.25
for a 10-foot section of fence. It's a nice fence.
And you can see where they're bent. I'm trying to scroll all the way down to the Postman Fence Company, to whom may concern. I'm providing this statement in reference to the property dispute involving Trudy Herken Roeder. I personally inspected the materials that were previously installed as part of the fencing on the disputed property line. Based on my inspection conducted December 3rd, 2024, I can confirm that the fence is not in the same condition as it was at original installation. The fence has multiple bent sections. These conditions appear to be the result of varying factors and are not consistent with the original state of the materials at the time of the installation. And then we go on to the quote. 4-foot aluminum 2-rail sections. Looking for the bottom line here.
Apparently she hit it with her zero-turn mower. And they're saying you should never
There's
hit
not
a
a
fence.
price on that.
Because
where's the
fence is 6 inches into our property, so you shouldn't even mow the 6 inches next to the fence. Please stop mowing that 6 inches. Oh, this is wild.
Repair, replace 3 sections of fence. We'll need to remove a couple of posts to replace these fence sections. Document 10. Where's the number?
I'm sorry.
The cost.
I have it in the invoice here if you don't have a copy.
Look, let me hand it to the officer.
Stacy, I love the Not Her Mom reference, the song reference in your name. Zero-turn Cub Cadet. They live on 5 acres.
I've
got less than 3/4 of an acre.
That's my numbers, but the printed numbers there on the far right.
I see in blue ink, somebody wrote some number. Oh, here it is. 149925 right there in front of my face. And it breaks down to $499.75, I guess, for materials and $999.50 for labor.
The blue ink are my numbers for reference in case I needed them at a glance.
All right, well, you
there's 1 panel, 2 panels, and 3 panel numbers there that I wrote in blue ink.
All right. Has the repair been done?
No, it has not.
So that's a bid, not an invoice then. You said it was an invoice.
All right, before we get into the counterclaim, let's just talk about the claim. Their contention is that you damaged the fence there at the cemetery by mowing. Who wishes to speak for the two of you?
I will.
All right, Mr. Sebo, what can you tell me?
The whole thing in a nutshell is when I went to Ducka's office, I had told Bob that if you proved to me that I damaged a panel of the fence, that I would pay for it. The original letter that we got was for the $1499.25, and it was a demand for payment. It was not anything, it was a demand. And after I went to see him, then we got this one from him for $576 for one panel, yes. And now we're being sued for the original at $14.99.25. And I don't.
Let me see what letter you, because I don't know if I've got those stuff, the letters as part of the court file.
Also, I have, I brought it up on my phone.
All right, well, let me stop you. So this is a quote that you got from Mr. Dudka.
Yes, he sent that to me.
And that is.
It's on the right-hand side.
I see it, but I'm looking for the date of it. Quote date 4/29/25. Okay. All right, go ahead.
I have an app on my phone that shows properties, and I can show you the cemetery, our house, the neighbor's house, if you'd like to see them.
I have a sense of the lay of the land here.
Here it is, right here.
We're struggling with, inches.
Is this
Their
trial sponsored
contention
by
is they have
Onyx
the
Hunt?
property surveyed, the fence is on their side of the line, which is generally the way it would be installed. And generally in Fabius Township, you need a permit to put up a fence. Did you get a permit to install this?
Yes, we did. It went through the fence company. I can pull up the canceled check if I have time to pull it up.
All right, so it was
Look for
permitted from the township?
Yes.
Yeah, you need a permit to about do anything.
In Fabius, yes.
Yes, in Fabius and others, but Fabius is pretty strict with their zoning. Okay, so then you get a 576 bill. All right, so you can see from the pictures that the fence did get damaged. It got bent, and it looks like it got bent by something like a riding lawnmower. Nobody else would have occasion to be out there other than your family.
Them.
Go ahead.
Them. They're out there all the time.
Well, not on your side of the line.
Yes, they are. They come on our side. We have called the police numerous times.
This is stupid.
Yes,
this is stupid and embarrassing.
Yes,
stop. The St. Joseph County Sheriff's Department has got better things to do than you guys fighting about 6 inches in a dented fence. They really do. You guys just need to get it together. I said these are my least favorite kinds of cases. Surveyor, you can't come on my property, call the police. You're on their side of the property, call the police. You call the police because you didn't like something they did. You guys are stuck with each other. And life could be a lot easier if everybody could just get along. But go ahead. You wanted to tell me about
Your
them
Honor.
being on your side of the fence.
Your Honor, I don't know how it got damaged. They have been numerous times, they have walked, Frank has walked on our property. The trailer, our trailer was sitting in our, and I know this is not pertinent, but our trailer was sitting in our garden. Our son's trailer was sitting on the opposite side, closest to their property. There is a rock, I have a picture of it. There is a rock that is sitting in there on their property that was used to break the window.
Well, and let's assume that's true.
And there is a police report. I had went to St. Joe County to get the police report. They were supposed to email it to me. I never got it.
And again,
they've got
all right, but
It was damage to my property.
Okay. All right, now, they contend at one point you had stuff parked on the cemetery lot.
Yes. I buy semi-loads of logs. And the guy that brings them to me has a front end loader that he picks the logs up with. And he brought the logs and he said, I'm going to leave the loader here for the weekend And I'll get his money because he was going someplace else to pick up logs.
What do you do with the logs?
I burn them. I have an outdoor wood boiler.
Okay.
Buys a semi.
So I said, yeah, go ahead. And I assumed that he was going to leave it right there in the yard. Well, he parked it on their property. They came down and all over me about the loader being there. And I said, hey, I'll jump in it. The keys are in it. I'll move it. Keys were in it. I fired it, moved it. New point. But it just kept getting worse from there.
This has escalated.
And they've got trail cams pointed at our yard. They don't have them up and down the fence. They've got them pointed at our yard, at our house. There is 4 that I know of. I don't know whether there's more. I don't care. I have a camera, a remote camera.
Yeah, you don't need 4 trail cams on a 35 by 154 parcel of property.
Well, there's 4 of them there.
Well, there's surveillance cameras, what they are. They're not deer cameras, but there's surveillance of their little plot.
And as I've said to them and to Mr. Dudka, you prove to me that I damaged that fence and I'll pay for that panel. And I have still not seen any proof other than we are here in your courtroom now.
Well, it's kind of the same issue as the rock through your window.
Correct.
The window was damaged. The rock is probably there, and that's probably the rock that did it. The question is, who did it?
Right.
There's a dent in the fence that was on your side of the fence. Her testimony was that she saw Mrs. Sebo mowing and clip the fence, leaving a similar mark, but not the actual one that is here. All right, so that's an issue, but it's not a criminal case. We're not proof beyond a reasonable doubt, but there does need to be at least a preponderance of the evidence. Now, you filed a counterclaim for damage to your grass, but the most recent pictures I saw, it didn't look very damaged. Miracle's gonna charge $2,000 to seed 154 feet of a foot of grass. Tell me about that.
They had to dig out where whatever the chemical was that was sprayed. They had to dig it out and put new dirt back in and then reseed it.
So did they do that?
No. What's growing there now is weeds. That's the only thing that's gonna grow where.
No.
Well, she has a picture of what it actually looks like, part of it now, so, but.
I saw somebody's picture. It looks like it's green. I'm not sure how much a percentage of my yard is grass and how much is weeds. I think that's where weeds. Can I see that?
Jen Pookie, that is awesome. Tell your son thank you. That's really cool.
They use that section as a driveway. Pulling in and out quite a bit, sir.
Yes, there's some other pictures where this log hauler guy is making ruts in their yard.
Once a year.
That is once a year, and I fix those ruts with a roller and my gator. And then that's the only time I park my little trailer over there, but that's the only time that lane is used is when they bring the logs in. There's a chain across the drive that we had built so that they didn't have to drive across the ditch.
Now, on your side of the fence, it's mowed, it looks green. On their side of the fence, the cemetery side, it looks unkempt, long grass, leaves. So does anybody mow it, or it's just an
We used to,
overgrown?
but nobody does now.
All right,
No.
so before the fence was there, you mowed it?
Yes, we did.
Without our permission.
Yeah, you make it sound nefarious. It doesn't look very good now. It just looks like an overgrown parcel of land, but you're right. What you were concerned about and what Mr. Dutka talked to you about was something called adverse possession, that your fear would be the SIBOs or their successors would claim they own this land because they'd used it for all these years, they mowed it, they parked their stuff on it. And so Mr. Dutka advised you that you need to assert your claim to make sure that they don't claim. Mr. SIBO is the kind of guy that would mow somebody else's yard just because. But frankly, I'd rather have mowed grass than what that looks like. It's not like it's a well-kept cemetery plot. It's just a piece of land that has a bunch of leaves and long grass on it. Let me ask this. Has it been mowed anytime this summer?
No, sir. Every time I go down there when they are home, she comes out and harasses me. So I only go down there when they're not home.
All right, but so it isn't like weekly somebody goes and mows it or rakes the leaves or anything?
The leaves basically came from her side of the fence. And if you notice, basically the leaves have killed anything that was next to the fence. Like I said, I've gone out there numerous times. The first time I thought she had left, and I went down there and I was picking up sticks.
Well, when you say she's harassing, what does she do to harass you?
She cusses me out, gives me the finger, basically says that I hope you have a heart attack, just basically verbal abuse.
Wow.
Your Honor, we have several videos, but we didn't think this was the place to get into that particular argument.
This is not the kind of thing that really belongs in court, but as I indicated several times a year, it does. So you got this little untended parcel of property. You got 4 video cameras posted on their house to look at your unmowed cemetery. I don't know, it belongs to somebody. I'm not sure who it's deeded to.
It's deeded to me and my sister.
Right.
It's my cemetery.
Yeah, sometimes you can't tell if they're deeded to everybody in the family that's as a successor of so-and-so.
Mr. Dutka did a title search when Mom started having all these issues.
Okay.
And it came back. And after Mom passed away, my sister and I inherited the cemetery because it adjoins the farm field.
I had went to the building right across the street from the courthouse.
Extension.
The annex.
The equalization department.
Yeah, and I had asked them one day about it, and they flat told me that it was an abandoned cemetery. And then the folks that decided that they owned it, she said, no, we own it. And I was told.
If Mr. Dutka did a title search, he's a very competent lawyer, particularly competent in real estate law. So it probably was abandoned. When her mother was alive, she was elder, she was ill, nobody took care of it. Then she and her sister became the owners of it and the shepherds of it. And then they were concerned about losing the property perhaps by adverse possession. And so now they're exercising their rights. And the fence, it's not a bad looking little fence. They had permission to do it. It would be easy to dent. And one of the problems when the fence is on the other side of your property, so this property has got 6 inches on their side of the fence. So their yard comes up, there's a 6-inch gap. This is often an issue. The person who lives on the opposite side has got to put up with whatever grows on the 6 inches. It's like, that looks like hell. And the person that owns the fence can't go do the other 6 inches because they have to go on the neighbor's property to do it. And so you end up having an unsightly strip between the property line and the fence. The property owner, when the neighbors fight like this, the property owner on the other side of the fence isn't allowed to mow the 6 inches. The property owner that owns the 6 inches isn't allowed to go on the other neighbor's property to tend it. So it just ends up looking not good. So this issue has come up before over the years. Yes?
I spray Roundup on our 6 inches. I go over the fence. I do not step one toe on their property. And my wife has filmed me doing it.
I do have a video of him spraying the Roundup just on our 6 inches.
Just the 6 inches.
Yeah, and this fence, you can either reach over it or through it. But sometimes, no, they're 8 feet high. All right.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I did not say anything like that about him hoping he had a heart attack.
Did you engage him when he went down there?
No. I was on my property. Also, the property line has been damaged, ours. He reached over with the Roundup. He even said Roundup. I have blueberry bushes. I have a garden that's near there. I don't use Roundup. I use a substance. No, it's called spruce.
Yeah, spruce.
And it's non-toxic to humans or animals. We have 3 dogs. There's a picture that they had sent to you of somebody spraying. Mike was spraying for ticks and fleas because we have 3 dogs. He went around the whole property line.
And what you buy in the store did not work. And what the picture is a professional doing that. He's not.
Well, one of them is you and one of them is another guy.
Yeah,
right. And that was the professional
the stuff that I tried to spray. The older dog still got ticks. So we contacted with an outfit out of Kalamazoo, and now we use Stridex from here in town, and they're mostly spraying.
Also
because fleas and ticks are terrible this year.
because of the weeds that are growing on their property.
So
that's why
we're doing it. That's what I was spraying.
All right. Mrs. Herkenroder or Mr. Herkenroder, anything else you want me to know?
I don't know if you want to see the video of him spraying where he only does the 6 inches, or if that's a moot point, but I do.
No, I'll accept that. You've got a right, even though they don't like it, you've got a right to spray Roundup on your 6. I don't need to see it.
Okay. Also, Your Honor, I am not here to defame anybody's character. But I will say that we have several videos of Mrs. Sebo being very unkind, using words that I haven't heard since high school. Again, I think that's a totally separate issue. I would be curious to see all of the videos they have. I know they have 4 cameras, according to what Mrs. Sebo told us. I would be curious to see any video related to Frank trespassing on their property.
Well, all right.
This is better than I thought.
You also indicate that in December, one day Mike tried to straighten the fence out.
That is correct. I have that video available as well. And that happened after we had a friend stop by and look at the fence because Frank noticed something on the trail cam that wasn't right. And because Frank had just had surgery, he wasn't able to go look at it. And so a friend of ours went down there and looked. And an hour later, Mr. Sebo came out and tried straightening the fence. And I do have that video available.
She's got all the videos queued up.
I admit it, because I knew I was going to get blamed for bending the fence. So, okay, well, I'm going to see if I can straighten it. And it didn't work. So.
All right, this is aluminum?
Yes.
All right.
There we go. Where's the wisdom, Judge?
Your Honor, one more thing.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
I only have three cameras. One's on my house, one's on my shed, and one is now on a post by my blueberry bushes because they were trespassing. And I had to put something there so that I could.
Well, I'm sorry that you're both got cameras on each other and you're calling the police when somebody steps on your property and you can't, your whole lives are less fulfilling because you got this property line dispute. Involves angry nights, lost sleep, curse words. That really, it's a shame that it's come to this. But it is.
Can you imagine Judge Simpson reacting to this one? His friends are the ones that will have to pay if they damage the fence. And it looks like he just admitted that he did.
Yes.
Our attorney advised us to go to do it. What do you call it? Counterclaim.
And just for your information, a panel of that fence is $135.
We checked with the postman company.
And that's what he told me. Menards has the same thing, and I believe Home Depot has, and they're all similar, and they're all about the same price.
I'm looking for the letter that you had from Mr. Dutka with the quote in it. I thought I kept it. Did I give it back to you?
I've got two of them right here.
No, they're right here.
They consulted with an attorney.
Which one?
The $576.
They're on their own in small claims court.
What one? The $500?
That one.
In your honor.
Yes.
The blowing of the leaves, I have no trees on that side of my property. None. Their trees, it's their leaves.
It's their leaves.
If I was blowing them, it was blowing them back over onto their property. I have no trees on that side of my house.
And if you would like to see this picture, you will see what we're talking about.
All right. Well, I can identify. I have a neighbor. I do my leaves mostly with a mower, and the neighbor doesn't do his maybe until spring, about June, and all winter long his leaves grow back into my yard, and he's got a number of big oak trees there, and I just pick them up. But yeah, the leaves probably come off the trees on there. But
Nikki, thank you so much.
Rate, there's enough frustration to go around.
Dispense some wisdom, Judge. Help us out of this hole we've fallen into. Oh, there's more. Is there more? She's got receipts now. Nope.
And so we've got this unkempt piece of property with a dent in the fence. And it certainly isn't worth $1,499, but there was some damage to the fence, and I believe it was caused by the defendants.
Give him $250.
I wish I wasn't even here.
You're all of us.
How did the quote get from 576 up to 1499?
May I speak?
Yes.
When Mr. Sebo was in talking to Mr. Dutka indicated that Mr. Sebo had admitted that there was one fence panel that had been damaged. We also have a video of Mr. Sebo indicating he would buy us one fence panel. So I contacted the postman and asked for a new quote to send once Mr. Sebo had met with Mr. Dutka, and Mr. Dutka said he had admitted to that. And that is the $575 for the one panel that they admitted to versus the three.
Your Honor,
Yes?
I never admit, I told Mr. Gutka and I told them, if you prove to me that I damaged that fence, I would pay for the one panel. I still have not seen any evidence that I damaged the fence.
That's not admitting.
Your Honor, if he didn't damage, wouldn't it be the smart thing to do is come down and inform us about it rather than pulling on it?
No, because you guys can't even speak to each other. You can't say hello, you can't wave at each other. You'd probably call the police if he came over your house. So the answers to that is no. With normal neighbors, yes, not under this circumstance. I'm looking for something and I can't put my finger on it.
We have moles in our yard because the neighbor treated their yard for moles. So maybe I should sue him. This is terrible. Oh my goodness.
I've had this situation multiple times in my career.
Jenny, thank you so much.
Mostly not very successful. I had one a few years ago out on Hutchinson Road, one of those short roads that goes between Hutchinson and North Fisher Lake. They lived next door to each other and they just couldn't get along. Had another one on 6th Avenue Road where they were doing this. They were videotaping each other going onto each other's property and calling the police, and he did this, she did this.
Name
Had
names,
another one
Judge.
a number of years ago on Marcellus Road where the parties couldn't get along with each other. And I brought them into my office when I was prosecutor. Actually met out here in one of the conference rooms. I tried to mediate it. I said, the only thing that's going to fix this is if one of you moves. I said, I'm not moving. This is my grandmother's property. I'm not moving. Nobody would move. One Saturday morning, I was mowing my lawn. My kids were small. I didn't answer my phone because I was out mowing the lawn. So a deputy came to my house and said, Mr. Applegate just shot Mr. Hunt 5 times with a .257 caliber pistol.
I think it meant 357. 257 is not a standard
That
caliber.
wasn't a very good solution to that problem.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't a very good solution to this problem. But I wish I could fix it, but I can't. I find beyond a preponderance of the evidence that one panel of fencing plus the repair would be the responsibility of the defendants. I find 576 for the plaintiffs. As for the counterclaims, there's not enough evidence to show that the Herkenreiters broke the window, and there's no real damage. The defendant is entitled to spray Roundup on his 6 inches of the property, and heaven forbid someone who had paid $2,500 or whatever it was to redo 6 inches of soil. That just wouldn't happen. That's an unrealistic claim. 576. Court costs are $82.50. That's the filing fee, and $75.10 as a service fee.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I speak?
Yes.
What do we do to get this settled? This is ridiculous. We have been there 14 years. The Horkenroders have only been there 4 years. Her mother lived there. They just moved there 4 years ago. We didn't have a problem. We invited them into our home to see what our home looked like when we remodeled it. We had metal roofing put on our house. And so in turn, that's what they did to their house. We invited them into our home, trying to be neighborly. And to mow across the street, okay, which is 30?
No, they own
the right of way, but we were mowing it to try to make the properties, not just our property, but the properties look appropriate. And
can't even do that.
We can't even do that. We had to put up a fence in our backyard for our dogs because of the neighbors, because they're always down there. Our dogs are always barking at them. You know, I don't understand. I don't understand this whole thing. We don't know what started it, except for when the man came to put
the loader was parked on their property. Yeah, I promptly moved it.
And that was on the cemetery property, which is, yes, probably theirs, but it was not hurting anything. It wasn't even near the headstones. I planted flowers around the headstone. I put limestone around the headstones because I was respecting the dead. That's the kind of person I am.
And you said it yourself. We mowed it for years.
And we had people from the probation center come in, and we had that place looking so nice. It looked wonderful. And now, you've seen it. I got pictures of when we took care of it.
When Mrs. Shingledecker was alive, you guys tended the cemetery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
May I speak?
Yes.
Actually, Shauna and Elton Hackenberg mowed the property. They're the folks that bought our farm. They mowed the property until there were issues with them getting sticks thrown at them. And my mom did not ask the Sebos to mow the property. She did not want them to mow the property. She was devastated when she saw the damage that had been done to the property. I have the pictures of the trees that were chopped down. But unfortunately, again, due to her age, and due to the distance in which my husband and I lived from the property, it was unkept. The Hackenbergs did try to mow it for us as best they could.
Your Honor.
I don't need to hear any more. I don't have an answer to this. Both sides got their position, not see it from the other side.
This is so good.
And I don't see a happy ending to this. I see continued discord.
No happy ending. Once we're fighting over that same 6 inches.
I'm embarrassed that you got 4 trail cams pointed at this unkempt plot. I'm embarrassed that you got trail cams pointed at them. That you call the police, they call the police. They're surveillance cameras. For 153 feet of unmowed property, they're not going to go disturb your ancestors' graves. I believe her that she at one point tended the graves and put flowers on them and treated it with respect. And because you felt they were going to somehow try to claim some of your property, we're in this position. So I don't like it. I wish I wasn't here, and I wish I could make you two get along with each other, but I can't. You're going to continue to have he said, she said. I wish you could call them the cops, because they sure got better stuff to do than this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't have to like it, but I fined $576 for the plaintiffs, plus court costs of $82.50 and $75.10 for a total judgment of can't read my own writing. $733.60. Let me add that up again.
Judge goes to church with the people who have to pay, not these guys on the right, those guys on the left. So he found for the the plaintiff.
576 plus 8250.
Plus what?
8250.
She's
plus 7510.
Okay, that takes
Is 733.60.
7510.
You know, they wanted $1,500 for a bent fence post. You wanted $2,200 for 150 feet of 6 inches worth of grass. So the claims in each case were a little bit inflated. I'll allow I can just hear Mr. Sebo saying, you know, if I did this, I'll pay for one panel. I was going to pay for one panel and give that back to them. All right. Mr. Broker, I'd ask you to take the Hurricane Rotors out to get a copy. You guys wait in here and then bring a copy back to them. All right.
He has to split up the parties as they leave. I'm sorry. That is just great. That is just great. All right. Judge, so many one-liners. I wish I wasn't here. This is just stupid. You guys were normal neighbors. So much there that was just wonderful and great. All right, there was our palate cleanser for the day. We are now going to go to lunch. We have 1 hour. Oh, actually, we've only got about 50 minutes before we return to another short day. I think it will be a short day this afternoon. I'm not sure if defense is going to pick up with what would be the defendant's testimony if they choose to call him. But right now they're saying that's the only person that they might call. So there's a possibility if the state is quick in the next two witnesses they have, Mr. Sands and the other person who's flying in, that they wrap those up, turn it over, they rest, turn it over to defense. We're going to have obviously a judgment of acquittal motion with the jury out, which should be pretty quick. Mr. Weinstein's going to make that pretty quick as well, I think. And then defense takes over. If they don't call him, then defense would rest. So that's how today could turn out. And then we're suddenly to jury instructions, jury charge, and I don't think they'll start deliberating tonight. But it could go very fast, or we could be, podcast Thursday interruption with the verdict, as usually is the case. So, all right, I'm glad we got to, I called it the bad fences make bad neighbors, or good fences make good neighbors trial. Apparently it was the 6-inch trial. That's what it was. I'm glad we got to watch that together. And now we get to have lunch. And here, tell you what, do something nice for your neighbor over lunch. I'm not like, don't go through their mail and get rid of the junk mail. That's actually a crime. But think something else that's nice. Just say, hey, your car's looking good today. Have you lost weight? That usually works. You try that. Have you lost weight? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they have or haven't. Just say that, because you're not technically lying if they haven't, but they'll feel good about it. So do something good for your neighbor. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe to go live again in just about 50 minutes. Don't mow their lawn without their permission, whatever you do. So maybe trim their trees into some letters. I don't know. Oh, you can't say that. It's the same thing as asking if they're pregnant. Oh, man. Bummer. I thought that was a good one. All right. You guys, we're going to be back in a little bit. Have a good lunch. We'll see you.
Because we here in Canada hate you and hope for bad things for you.
Don't miss
because
the
we hate
forest
you.
for the trees.
Wait, I'll build a portal. Just sit right there. I'll build a portal. I completely forgot. Wait 30 seconds.
I don't like podiums, Your Honor.
I'm building the portal still. Don't go away.
I was told counsel wanted to see me at sidebar.
What more do you need to see?
All right, portal's built. We'll see you guys after lunch. Bye.